Modeling School.
Now let's talk about Cherry for a second. YouTuber X. I just got through watching YouTuber X's video.
It was a really bad review. Like, she destroyed it.
Yeah, it was brutal. And I went to go
to a student film.
Yeah, I went to go check out my patron saint, John Campia, head of the curmudgeons, Haley, and he
King of the curmudgeons.
he also, but he not as hard in his typical classy Campia self. He was just like, yeah, it's not looking good for this movie, right? And so I just want to focus on the Russo brothers for a second. This is two, by the way. This is two duds. Doesn't matter if you enjoyed the one.
What was the other one?
Bridges or whatever with Chadwick Boseman. Even though I heard
21 Bridges or whatever.
Yeah, people enjoyed it, but it was, it was a flop.
You have to be a Chadwick stan to enjoy it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Did you see it?
It's a movie I could just watch. I watched and I kind of just it was like, whatever, it's there.
It seemed like one long episode of New York Undercover to me. Or
exactly.
I was like, there's something going on here. He's a man that hunts cop killers.
It's like, what is it? The Denzel, the Little Things.
Yeah.
That too is like an episode of SVU. It's not sophisticated in any way. Like it's almost like people have forgotten how to make a good cop movie.
Yeah. And it's dangerous to make a cop movie nowadays. It's really dangerous. The cops aren't heroes anymore. Yeah, they pulled they were trying to cancel Chase from Paw Patrol. He's a cop, and they were like, get him out of here. They got rid of
I will be goddamned if they cancel Chase. Honestly, I will literally be put to a flaming stake before I let anybody messes with my boy Chase.
Trying to steal
Chase lives matter.
trying to steal from my kids, man. But yeah, Cherry is, I guess when the tomato reviews come in, it's not going to be a good look. On top of this being a difficult time for film, so I think what you're saying is, Mantis, is that he's playing the game MCU wise. He's he's being political so he can get other roles. I also think I agree with your theory, but I think that his publicists, his people, are just like, hey, if they want us to keep doing this, we're not Tom Holland that came on before, right? The Spider-Man franchise, MCU Sony franchise combined, in my opinion, is the best Spider-Man franchise, right? I enjoy the original Spider-Man.
I'll give it that. I will give it that.
I love part 1, part 2, the original Spider-Man. That fight scene with Doc Ock on the train as they're going through imaginary 100 and wherever in Manhattan. Because folks, I just want to let you know something about New York.
There's no train line there.
There's a train line so after 110th Street on Broadway on the west side, the one train, it is above ground for quite a while. But when it gets to, I think it's 125th and then 116th.
125th, it goes in the back of the tunnel.
It goes back into the tunnel. So there's no random train line going through the middle city. It's not Gotham. We're not savages here.
Yeah, they put an elevated train, which one doesn't exist, going down Broadway or something.
This is not Chicago. We're civilized people here. But the crazy thing is, I think this is the most, I think it's.
Yeah, they leave the elevated trains for the outer boroughs.
Yeah.
The savages live.
But I really do think that the Tom Holland Spider-Man, though a lot of people call him Iron Boy and he has his detractors, it has been my favorite, man. I am really enjoying it. And I do think Tom Holland deserves to get paid. I think it's been the best story that's been told, the most consistent story. We'll see how 3 ends, because 1 and 2 in the original Raimi, can I call it the Raimi-verse? Can I call it that? Or yeah, in the Raimi-verse, those were great movies. And the third one, notoriously, Sony did that thing that Sony does, where they're like, all right, boys, bring in the college writers. We're going to make this thing happen.
They just slap it together. Somebody, they've handed pages, and, the editor's like, this isn't even English. And then Amy Pascal's like, whatever, we're on a deadline. Take it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out in post.
Like, Miss Pascal, it's literally crayon magnets on a piece of paper. We don't know what to do with it.
Don't make sense. Scrolling out. And that was the script for Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That's the story of that.
So, let us know in the comments what you guys think. Now, here's the crazy thing. YouTuber X Man, she went in hard on this one, but she
hard.
did.
I've seen
read
her go this hard very rarely.
Yeah, this was she like no spitting or nothing. Just
She said it was unwatchable. One of the worst movies she's ever seen.
Yeah. All of those words.
I'm dying to see the scene. She said there's a scene where like him and his girlfriend are drugged out, and she says, and what they do afterwards is so ridiculous. It was disgusting to watch.
No, so wait,
like, what is it? What could be so bad that I have to see?
Wait, but let me ask you a question.
I'm going to see it out of morbid curiosity.
You're a Hollywood insider. You understand how all these things work. I'm just a lowly man. So we have the critic review of the tomato side, right? And then we'll get the fan review, which have been at odds lately. Do you think there's a chance that this thing, Cherry, we're talking about Cherry, folks, not Spider-Man, also starring Tom Holland. Do you think there's a chance that the fans
attempt to be an RT?
RTs. Do you think there's a chance that the fans will enjoy this?
Well, here's what it is. They Tom Holland, being like a pretty boy, has these rabid schoolgirls who are in love with him, and they will fight tooth and nail. Like the suggestion that he's not the greatest Spider-Man on Earth will draw attacks from all angles. So there will be like shiploads of women, claiming this is the best movie ever, whether it is or it isn't. Whether that's enough to actually make it a good movie, I don't know. I doubt that. No, I don't think any one person has that type of fan base.
Dude, and he deserves it, man. Just think about it for a second.
I like the kid.
These Brits coming over here doing their American accents. I actually get ready for a fanboy tangent, man, because my childhood got ruined tonight. I meant to send this to you earlier, but there's an actor. Have you ever seen a movie called Crooklyn, Roy?
Of course.
You know the dad.
It's a Spike Lee joint, isn't it?
Yes, it is a Spike Lee joint.
I know Crooklyn.
Hashtag I went to school with the kid who had a cast on his arm the entire movie. He was a prick. But he was actually a nice kid. He was a nice kid. So,
you just said he was a prick for a joke.
Yeah.
You slandered a man for a joke. Okay.
I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Delroy Lindo plays the dad, right?
Yeah. He's a great actor. He's an
man's a
actor.
Brit. So someone posted a meme today, and it had all these actors, all these black actors, and the reason I say black folk is because it's the easiest way, because they could either be Nigerian, they could be Jamaican. Not everyone's African American. Culture yourselves, you psychopaths. But they put up this meme. Which one of these black English actors does the best American accent? So I'm looking at it, and I see him up there, and I'm like, no way. And he is, by far, this is a man that's played nothing but American black
Americans, like American black men who know, who've seen it all and understand it all. Like he's like not just black, he's like American black.
He's like black.
he's black. He's American. Yo, his role in The Five Bloods, you saw that?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, so check this out, and this is a minor spoiler. So basically, The Five Bloods, that's another Spike Lee joint. I think it's one of the best pictures of the year, actually. So it's about four Vietnam vets who go back to Vietnam to bury their fifth member of their crew, who was played by Chadwick Boseman, to bury his body because the government wouldn't, during the war, save his body. Like he gets shot up and they leave, and they leave his body there. They say it's too dangerous to go back. So after the war, these vets go in the modern age, and they're older. They're like old men. They want to find his bones. And Delroy Lindo plays a black Trump supporter. And he's the best. He's one of the. He's one of the best actors in the entire piece. It's so amazingly done. You have to see it.
I heard it was an amazing movie. Side note,
go ahead. And now he's crossed me because he's British.
Yeah, he's a Brit. He infiltrated. Side note about Five Bloods. One of the actors that was performing with Chadwick Boseman kind of did a public apology.
Call them a prick too.
Yeah. Did a public apology because he said he had told his wife that Chad was kind of like not a prima donna, just short of that word. And it turned, because he was like, he showed up with his nutritionist, his masseuse, and his girlfriend.
Massages.
Yeah, all the time. And then, he found out later that the reason all that was happening is because obviously, not obviously, but later we all found out Chadwick was in a great deal of pain at this point in his life.
Yeah, because of cancer.
Yeah, and he was really going through it. But that's, that guy's a prick. Not Chadwick, the other guy who said that. But he apologized, so he's not a prick any longer. What the hell were we going with that whole thing? At any rate, here's the thing, right? Tom Holland is a Brit, and he's a good Brit, and he's been doing really good at Spider-Man. I would like to see him remain in this role. I would also like to give him some career advice. Take it from a guy that does not have anywhere near the life success as you, Tom Holland. Don't keep doing favors for your friends in the studios. So this is it, right?
I'm going to disagree.
No. Read the script. Read the script. Some things are better left as books. This was a movie. Cherry is based on the life of a man, and they wrote a book, and it reads really well in the book. This was not something that I would have signed on to. I want to keep the Russos happy, but I would have been like, can we do something else?
So this is why I'm going to have to disagree with you, because I understand what you're saying. He should have read the script and been like, I'm not doing that. I understand what you're saying. But the problem is that Hollywood and the system like that is not like any other job. It's all about friends. It's all about who you know. It doesn't even matter if you're good. The other day, I think it was Klima who was like, why is Bautista always getting work? You know what it is? He's notoriously a nice guy. Everyone loves him.
Yes.
And so he'll always work. It has nothing to do with whether he can do the job or not. If you ever see an actor or an actress who sucks,
that's different. You're talking about the Keanu Reeves factor, right? Nicest guy. So you take Keanu Reeves and you take Val Kilmer. Right. Val Kilmer is the superior actor, but he is also a grade A asshole. Apparently, he really showed his ass when he was filming Dr. Monroe. Dr. Monroe, he went full Val Kilmer during that production. Right. While Keanu Reeves is not a lovable idiot, but is a really, really genuinely nice guy.
He's a nice guy, gentle.
Yeah. He took care of his sister for a long time. Took care of his best buddy that he made the film. I'm not even dissing the guy that was in Bill and Ted with him. Literally stay friends with that guy. He's a really nice guy. People love working with Keanu, so it's garnered him more roles. And then when his career was kind of, after the... Actually, what's funny? People talk about Keanu's career like it was, there've been lulls. I'm like, well, I don't know, man. Matrix 3 may have sucked, but that movie made a ton of money, and it made him a ton of movie.
Oh, right. Sometimes you make a good movie that's so profitable, especially because by the third one, you're getting bonuses off the box office. That you don't have to work if you don't want to for years.
Yeah, and then he made the Tai Chi Master. Horrible film. I watched it, and long before. Go ahead.
Did you see his sexual adventure movie on Netflix?
Is that the one where he
Knock? I think it's called Knock Knock.
No, but I've heard about this. He has a pretty risky.
I like it. It's good.
Risque sex scene with 2 girls or something like that. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. One of them is Anna de Armas from that movie Knives Out.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
And so what it is it's about a dad. His wife and kids leave the country, and he's alone. And it's raining, and one day 2 beautiful women knock on his door and say, "We're lost, we're wet. Can we shower here?" And he's like,
"No pun intended."
Sure. And they're there to seduce him. They decide to seduce him, and everything goes wrong after that. How he can destroy your life. But it's such a fun movie. It's not Shakespeare, but it's a good movie.
Moral of the story, kids: 2 women drenched in water show up to your house. Let them in.
I mean, it's too good to be true, yo.
Yeah, but the crazy, so Keanu has had steady work because he's a nice guy. I get what you're saying. You got to play the role and do these things. But if you play the role too much, then you end up, and the Russo brothers aren't going to save you from mediocrity. They're trying to save their career at this point. At this point now they're going to have to go back to the MCU to get a hit. That's 2 in a row. That's 2 movies, Mantis, in a row that they've released trying to be thespians and action directors.
The thing is that you can't stay a Marvel. You can't stay a superhero director or an actor. You have to evolve, man.
You have to evolve.
Like, for instance, you could be in 10 movies in the MCU and be super rich, and it doesn't matter. But the point of when you become an actor, all these people want to prove their acting chops and become something more.
No, absolutely. I'm not saying he shouldn't do that. I'm saying pick roles that are according to that, man. Like,
no, when you're an actor, you take the roles they give you.
No,
especially if they're gonna pay you good.
No. Then that's not a creative integrity. You're just then stay with Marvel if you're just trying to get paid. Like if you're talking about being a real thespian.
I know how it is. Every actor looks at a script, and even if it's garbage, go, I could do something with this. I can make this happen. My charisma alone will make this movie. I'm sure that's what Tom Holland was thinking of. Absolutely.
I have no acting capabilities, folks. But if I would have read, I haven't even seen Cherry, so I can't judge it yet. But I would like to believe I'd be the type of actor like, dear Wachowskis. Oh, I'm sorry, Russo brothers. No. I've read over your script and I realize now that you want nothing but ill for me. There's still a chance for the fans to review this and love it, right? There's a very good chance. Listen, let me tell you some other movies that critics hated and people loved, if I remember this correctly. Donnie Darko, cult classic. If I remember it correct, critics were like, oh no, right on top of that movie. Fans love it. Fight Club, shitted on. Absolutely.
I remember so because I love that movie. It changed my life, and everyone was shitting on it. I was like, "What?"
I know. I couldn't understand why people didn't love it. High Fidelity. It's a classic to you and I.
Oh, really?
Some people don't like it. Those people are also morons, and they suffer from mental acute.
Exactly, they're morons, and
so we could see Cherry. But here's what I'm saying. This is my point. None of this has to be edited out. We're trying to save Tom Holland, folks. Maybe not take too many risks on this type of stuff, you know? Mantis disagrees. He wants this kid to burn up in flames. You people are all expendable to Mantis, right? In his mind, as a GM, as a game master, he's just like, roll the dice, see what happens.
No, you're looking at this the wrong way. So the truth is that I am, at this point in my life, a sellout. I'm tired of having nothing. And if someone's like, you want to be in the worst movie ever made? I'll pay you $10 million. I will say absolutely, yo. They're like, you want to take your art and like sell it? It'll be on Starbucks coffee cups. I'd be like, where do I sign? Because right now, I'm tired of having integrity. I've had integrity for a long period of my life. Now I just want a warm place to take a crap. And you know what's going to give me that? Money, son. Money.
Yeah, but you're not going to get that type of money from Cherry. You get that money from Marvel. Cherry is the place that's going to have you crapping in Starbucks for the rest of your life.
The point is that Tom Holland's already rich, man. He's already rich from doing these Marvel movies.
I don't know. What's his net worth?
6 movies?
His contract may not have been as great as we all think it is. This is how it works in the industry. The first contract could be very BS. I'm sure he's made something on the back end. He's probably worth a couple of million, but that's rapper money. We're trying to get actor money here, man.
Yeah, no, I hear you. When I found out how much rappers make, I was like, what?
Yeah.
And like, I remember Ghostface Killer, like the top of his game, he was like making $500,000 a year. I was like, what? Everyone listens to you. That's insane. Someone is ripping your ass off. It's like, remember when they took advantage of the Temptations or like all these people back in the day?
Absolutely.
I bet you they did that to Wu-Tang, man.
Oh, first of all, you're splitting the royalties and the show money between like 10 people.
Yeah.
And then you got You God, right? I got to split money with You God.
Right, exactly. Can't even cut his own album. If he did, no one listened to it, right?
No disrespect to the OG You God, but still. Here's what I'm saying. I hear what you say, man. We all want a nice warm place to poop. We want to stop pooping in the 7-Eleven bathroom and getting chased out by the the guy. We all want that to stop happening. But that stays with Marvel. Let me ask you a question though about Tom Holland. Your final thoughts on this. If they do kill him, if they do kill off Spider-Man and he's out the MCU, who loses worse in this deal? Is it Sony, Who needs who more in this situation under that hypothetical scenario that Spider-Man
Here's
does?
the deal. Tom Holland needs it more than Sony. So there are three parties: Tom Holland, Sony, and MCU. And Tom Holland, as long as he plays the game, Kevin Feige's director and producer buddies will give him jobs. So I guess he loses out because he doesn't have these huge paydays, right? But ultimately, they still have Miles Morales. And even though, like, Miles Morales is such a gem, when he appears, people are going to go crazy to see him.
Yeah.
Crazy. And that's why they can kill him. They're like, we'll kill him. We got Miles.
And it's all
good.
It fits the story. Folks, go read Ultimate Spider-Man all the way up to the conclusion of Peter Parker's death. Go read it. It's absolutely amazing.
Did you like what you heard? Check out the full episode. Just click the link down below. And remember to like, share, and subscribe.